Leading in corporate strategy, business development, and customer experience, Nikhil Arora is currently appointed as the VP and MD of GoDaddy in their Indian operations. Recently, GoDaddy launched its first ever data center in India, and here at Analytics Insight, we are very excited to hear from Nikhil about this latest addition to India's tech landscape. Hello, Nikhil. Welcome to Analytics Insight. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, and a pleasure to be here.
Now, I would like to first congratulate you on the first data center in India. It's such an exciting news for us also, and I'm really eager to see many more such innovative measures from your side.
Yes, it's exciting time. As you know, GoDaddy has been in India for almost now 10 years, and we've been very gifted and humbled to be able to serve the small business and entrepreneurial ecosystem. And this data center is another milestone in our journey to help enable small businesses.
That's great. Now, I would like to ask you, what has been the vision behind this launch of Indian data center?
So, as you know, GoDaddy's mission and vision is to empower everyday entrepreneurs and small businesses, right? So our primary focus is, how to help kind of businesses come online, grow online, and thrive online. So with the data center, as the performance increases, as the user experience increases, their searchability also goes up, especially if they're a business in India. And having a local India data center helps them, grow faster.
That's amazing. Now, I want to ask you that while making this new data center, what are the goals that you want to achieve through this? Like, what are the main ones?
So GoDaddy's goal is to empower everyday entrepreneurs around the world, right, by providing all the help and tools to succeed online. And our mission's been to give our customers the tool, the insights, and the right resources to transform their ideas and personal initiatives into success. GoDaddy, setting up a local data center in India, it's because we see a lot of growth happening in tier 2, tier 3 towns. As you know, there are close to 65 million small businesses in the country, and the rate of online adoption with the Digital India initiative has been growing exponentially. And we also understand the small businesses challenges they face, right? Because first of all, they want to understand what does it mean to come online, right? Because there are different definitions of coming online. So by kind of buying a domain and building a website, they at least start their journey. Now, once they start the journey, ultimately their goal is to grow the business, get more customers. And with having a local data center, it just gets them to get a better performance on their website. So drop-off rates, the bounce rates go down, right? Because when customers come on their websites, they want to engage with these customers and ultimately want them to convert into paying customers. So with the data center, it helps them, basically reduce the bounce rate, increase the performance, help.
Well, thanks, Nikhil, for telling me all this. And can you please give me a brief about the new products and the benefits that you are aiming to serve through this data center?
Yeah, so ultimately, the goal of a data center is, if you think of it in a very simple term, right? It's all about optimizing hosting platform, right? What essentially it means is it reduces the server response time. So a local data center, your websites load faster. 2, obviously, it reduces the server response time, and then also it continuously enhances the end-to-end experience of anybody who comes on your website. And there are many other technical benefits, right? I mean, I don't want to kind of get into too much technical jargon, but for example, it gives you 24/7 network protection, the PHP opaque, the CPU RAM resources, cPanel dashboard. So depending on who the user of the product is, right? If you're the end consumer, all you care about is I go to somebody's website, it loads up fast, it doesn't bounce me off, I get a good experience, especially if you have videos and high kind of very interactive content there, right? So then it becomes very critical, because then it all comes down to the experience, and it's not constantly buffering, and you're getting frustrated and so on, right? So the data center essentially aims to really improve the performance, and then also really elevate the experience of the customer when they come on the website.
Well, that's very exciting thing to happen. Now, very interested to know that what is your opinion on the hosting market of India, and how do you think the new data center of yours will help in that, will impact on that?
So the hosting market generally is projected in India, to grow, somewhere between 6 and 7%, depending on, which forecast you go by. But I think according to global data, they're projecting about 6.2% CAGR over the next 5 years. There are two segments, right? There's the large enterprise segment, and then there is, the small and medium-sized segment, right? So large enterprise segments are defined by maybe 1,000 employees or more, and then small and medium enterprises are anything under that. So the enterprises are expected to kind of grow a little faster, probably more in the mid 6% range. But the SMBs are also expected to grow 6.6 to 6.3%. Now, what's happened is that a lot of businesses had to shut down or pivot during the COVID, right? At least, especially the offline methodology, right? Especially the supply chain businesses and businesses who are really brick and mortar. So with the focus on now coming online, the hosting market is expected to play a very critical role, because ultimately when customers come online, what is the biggest worry, right? Then can the customers get the same good experience which they would be getting? So for example, if you're a shop, right? When it's offline, a person walks into the shop and then somebody greets them and somebody shows the product, and then ultimately they purchase the product. On an online world, it's your website, right? And so the important thing is that with enhanced hosting, especially if it's hosted locally, then it's the same experience that you come on the website, you're getting the experience, you're navigating through different products, and then ultimately you're checking out with comfort of that my data is secured, right? And so with this hosting market expected to increase at 6.5%, we believe that the SMBs are really poised to benefit from the launch we've made recently.
Well, thanks for telling me that. It's very insightful. Now, can you please tell me about the plans you are making for the new projects? Like, what are the new projects that are coming for this new data center? And do you also think that it's going to help the startups grow better? Or is it the same for the tech giants as well as the startups?
Yeah, so, our plans are pretty much always been, how do we as a country, right? If you look at the country today, we have, again, 65 million small businesses. I would say, less than 1/3 are really online today. And the goal is to get all of them online, right? So at the highest level, we want the entire small business and entrepreneurial ecosystem to come online. And when I say online, it's all about having good websites through which the commerce can happen. Today, the kind of, if you look at the barriers to that, right? One is about education, right? About people don't know what are the why should they come online, because of social media. Sometimes the confusion is that social media equates coming online, and social media is an enabler, right? It's a very important enabler, but it's still not the only, I would say, source of coming online, right? The only way you can manage your brand is your own website, because you control the content, you manage everything on your website. It is your property, right? So our vision is to get more and more customers come online and grow online, because having a local data, local hosting provider automatically gets you into the Indian IP addresses, right? And this will increase the search relevancy and basically, especially for the India-based search queries, so improves your Google ranking and gets more traffic on your site, because ultimately you want that footfall coming to your website.
Amazing. Now, if we go a little farther into the discussion of growing this hosting business in India, what do you think will be the possible challenges that might come your way, and how do you aim to overcome them?
Yeah, so I think at the macro level, as I mentioned, the challenge about educating the customers who are not currently online, is the biggest opportunity and biggest challenge, right? Because if you look at India also, there are only 5 million domains in India, right? And we have an internet population of close to 800 million. So the penetration rate is still fairly low. So the opportunity is huge for us to take that 5 million to 20, 30, 100 million, right? Because we should have, I believe we should have the largest number of domain users in the world given our internet population. So one is about how do we educate people, and GoDaddy does that through our marketing campaigns about telling the audiences what are the benefits of coming online. Like recently we did our integrated marketing campaign launch, where we talked about, hey, if you're not online, you're invisible to large part of the world. You're only visible to your local neighborhood, so why don't you become visible to everybody? And so then your opportunity increases. GoDaddy also has a very dedicated customer care center, right? So that plays a role in educating our customers, because a lot of time customers call and say, what product should I buy and why should I buy? And our customer care agents play an education role. The data center per se, again, plays a pivotal role, because now that you have given the education to small businesses to come online, now they are looking for the benefits, right? Where they're looking for the returns to say, okay, now I've started, I have built a website. Now, how do I see customers coming in? So how do I get more traffic? First thing is people want more traffic, which means I want more customers. So with the, with the data center, because your, SEO has improved, your Google ranking has improved, your relevance to getting discovered in Indian IP addresses improved. That gives them more visitors coming in. But I think the larger challenge generally for I think the entire ecosystem is, how do we continue to educate and enable small businesses to get to actually experience the benefits of website? Because until they experience the benefits of website, they're not convinced, right? And I think the only way to get them to experience is to start and build a website. But then once they start seeing this customer flow coming through, then they're like, oh, this is great, and I'm getting more customers.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that. Now, lastly, I want to ask you that, do you have any plans to build more data centers in India? Or like, what is your plan all over in near future?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, we're very proud to have launched this data center, because it's another milestone in our commitment to enabling the small business ecosystem. I think we will continue to look at opportunities to not only expand on this kind of initiatives, but other initiatives, right? So we always say that, ultimately our goal is to help enable our customers thrive and succeed. And in that spirit, we continue to add more and more, products and services, which includes data center in the medium to long term.
Well, that sounds really amazing. I'm sure this is definitely going to help all of our viewers too. And thank you, Nikhil, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.